It's 2025 and we want to get our driving license. How can we do it quickly? We're going to go through it as a professional, fully qualified driving instructor. For the last 4 to 5 years, it's been horrific with the waiting list, with the cost of driving lessons, with the fact that there's resellers out there making you pay to in order to book a driving test. Well, 2025 is a new year. We're going to show you exactly what's happening, how to get that driving test, and how to pass with zero faults. So as your fully qualified driving instructor, we're up to date exactly what's going on in the driving scene. So the DVSA has given us updates into what's going to be happening in 2025. We're going to go through exactly how to get a driving test a lot more quicker, a lot more sooner, and the tricks that DVSA have advised in order for students to pass a driving test. We're also going to go through those mistakes that they talk about. And finally, we're going to give you our own tips of what we've seen with students in order to help you pass your driving test. So watch it to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so the first piece of advice we'll give our students or anybody that's watching, if you got an instructor or not, is definitely do try to take a few professional driving lessons. If you're learning with your family, if you're learning with your friends to save some cost, that's not a problem at all. But a driving instructor, fully qualified driving instructor, will understand how the examiner's mark, will know exactly where the test may be conducted, so therefore will show you some of the areas the examiners may take you on. Now, why is it important? Because since 2025, there has been an influx of driving instructors. Some of them have not actually qualified, the illegal instructors. So just be careful who you take your driving lessons from. Make sure they got an ADI badge or PDI badge. PDI is someone who's trained as well, and ADI is someone who's fully qualified. Both can do a good job. So make sure you get some professional driving lessons, even though you're taking it from your family or friends. You can pass without an instructor, absolutely, but an instructor will just guide you slightly towards the right direction. Now, with family members or friends, remember they've been driving for a while. They may pick up skills for themselves, but unfortunately, those skills may fail you on the driving test. So, do seek out professional driving help. As I said, an ADIA or PDIA will do just the job. When you go to your driving test, the first thing you're going to be asked about is your show me, tell me questions. So you want to make sure you look a bit professional. You want to make sure you give a good first impression. So there's about 21 questions. About 7 of them are going to be show me. So you have, as you're driving, you're going to have to operate some of the accessories of the car. For example, the examiner may say to me, show me how to open and close the windows, the side windows, or show me how to put the demister on the rear demister, or for example show me how to wash the windscreen, the front windscreen. And then also you'll have inside question, tell me questions. For example, what's the correct level of the tire conditions, or how do you check the indicators are working. So you want to be able to answer these questions. Make sure you read them online before you get to the driving test center. They're not that difficult, so you want to give yourself a good first impression. Number two, with the show me questions, when you're driving and an examiner asks you, show me how to put the windows up and down, for example, do it when you feel comfortable, when you feel safe. You do not have to do it instantly straight away. For example, if you're on a bend, get past the bend, deal with the hazard in front of you, for example like this tight scenario here, and then deal with the question. So just open the bonnet and we'll ask you one of the questions inside the car, outside the car. Sorry. Okay, so there was a lever. Okay, so one of the questions the examiner will ask you is, how would you check the engine oil? What would you say, Mohammed?
I don't know where it is, but you grab the...
Yeah, it's called a dipstick.
Yeah, the
It's there. Okay, don't do it. You explain it. What would you say?
So you take it out,
Yeah.
and if there's a mark in between the two lines,
Yeah.
then there's enough for...
So but that's not what you say though. You have to say you take it out, you clean it, because oil's everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Then you put it back in, and then you check between the markings. That's what the examiners want to say. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah. And here's a picture of Mohammed with his driving test certificate. Literally, we just showed the video of us teaching him under the bonnet, the questions you're going to get asked under the bonnet. And what's the next step in order to get that driving license, that test certificate that he's holding, is try to do some mock driving tests. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, now whenever you're ready, let's get going. Moving from me and 10 left at the first road here, okay? This road here on the left. So the reason why doing mock tests is extremely important in your driving progression is because it allows you to see what level you're at independently. So as an instructor here, we're going to stay quiet. We're going to prepare you as if you're doing a driving exam. Driving examiners do not intervene unless they need to, unless it's dangerous. And when they do, you have therefore failed. So our job now is to stay quiet and allow you to make the decisions. And when you make major false or bad decisions, it's going to be obvious. We're going to intervene afterwards, after the mistake has occurred. So you can see here Mohammed was taking a mock test with us. We made a video about it. And then afterwards, as you saw earlier, he did pass his driving test. So make sure you do your driving mock test with your instructor. If your instructor doesn't do it, find another instructor just for 1 hour, just to see what level you're at, if you're independent, if you can handle the pressure of being independent. So extremely important part of your driving progression in order to pass your driving test. You can see here we're doing a mock test. We stayed quiet. Did you spot the mistake? So now the final tip we're going to give you for 2025 in order to pass your driving test is make sure you are able to do all the reverse exercises. There's only about 3 to 4 exercises. What do I mean by 3 to 4? We got reverse bay parking by this learner here. So let me just replay. You're going to do a reverse bay parking like this car here. You're going to have to get into the bay safely. If you make a mistake, you can always come out and fix it. You also got forward bay parking, so driving into the bay. That's 1, then 2 maneuvers. Then you have parallel parking. And then finally, you're going to park on the right, reverse back 2 cars length. So we were driving up to the test center, and you may be asked right at the last piece of exercise in your driving test to reverse into the bay. Make sure you do your observations on point. Start off with your 6-point check, and as you're coming in, as you're going around doing the maneuver, make sure you're doing your observation, checking over your shoulders at your mirrors for any oncoming cars. Or if you're going to make a mistake, if you're going to go past the line, or if you feel like you're going to hit the curb, stop and correct it. You're allowed to correct it. So one thing about reverse exercises is you do have time to fix it, because look, you're not really in people's way. Yes, you might block people off, but you got about a minute or 2 to do it. Unlike general driving, where if you make a mistake you might affect someone instantly, here you still have the time to fix it. So when you're doing your reverse exercises, take your time, be confident. If you're not confident doing it, practice with your instructor. Go to car parks, go next to cars, park, do parallel parking next to the cars, and make sure, as I said, do your observations, make sure it's on point. So there you have it for 2025. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So we're just going to show you again. Look, we're right outside the driving test center. You can see in front of us. We're reversing into the bay, and we're going to get ready for a driving test. Now, our student, again, this is actually a clip of Mohammed, who we just shown you with the certificate. And he did everything that we're going through in the video. He sought out professional advice. We went through the show me, tell me questions as we showed you in the video with the particular student, Mohammed. We've done mock tests with our student to make sure they're independent. Look, you can see them doing now the maneuvers. You can see they're getting, look, they're taking their time. It's quite slow progress, which is a good sign. They're probably doing the observations which you can't see, so they're looking around themselves. And you can see he didn't come out and fix it, therefore he must have been in the line. You're now going to see Mohammed come out, the car as we prepare the car for the driving test. We're just going to clean the windows just to make the vision a little bit more easier. You're going to see now Muhammad coming out. So do the same process in order for you to pass our driving test for 2025. Make it your New Year's goal. There's Muhammad. He's opening the bonnet. We're just going to do a quick question again just before the test. We're just going to go through all the questions one more time. A little prep. You can see us wiping the windows down. Muhammad's getting the car ready. And as you saw at the end, with a pass test certificate. So we want you to be like this guy with the pass test certificate. Guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. FM Driving School. Go to our site, go to our channel. We got loads more videos in order to help you pass your driving test.